Burnouts. I'm proud to announce that 81-1 is still on the menu for the Heat. I am your host, Christian Felipe, aka Fired Up Felipe, aka the Chief Burnout, aka the Flying Dutchman. Thank you for tuning in once again. Please make sure to like, subscribe, drop a 5-star rating, comment, share it with your friends, your coworkers, your dog, whoever you think needs a little Heat culture in their lives. Now, we've got a fun episode today, and it comes after one of the most complete games of the season. The Miami Heat didn't just beat the Hornets, we cooked them. 144 points, our third highest scoring game ever, and that was without two of our best scorers. We shot 54% from the field and 44% from three. Bam was hitting corner threes. He hit 3 of them. Jaime Jaquez turned into a Aladdin Paul Pierce, 28 points, plus 43 on the night, plus 43. Wiggins doing all the little things, and Pelle Larsson, my sweet, sweet Swede, finally had his bounce back game. So excited to see that. So we'll start off by breaking down what went right in that Hornets game, how the Heat's offense finally looked like what Spo's been hinting at since last season, really, and what early season storylines there are for you to watch. Then we're shifting to the Spurs matchup later tonight, how Miami's pace and movement could challenge San Antonio's length, what to expect from Wembanyama defensively, and which matchups will really decide that game. After that, we'll look ahead to the Lakers game, how the absence of Luka and LeBron really changes everything for them. Who's actually stepping up in their offense right now? And can Austin Reeves get another 50-piece on us? I doubt it. And what Miami needs to do to avoid a letdown. All that and more after this. All right. We are joined today by friend of the pod, common guest, Adrian Izquierdo. Nice to have you here. How are you doing today, Adrian?
What up? What up? Glad to be here, man. Glad we can talk some ball.
Talk some ball, man. Talking about ball and a guy named Ball. Who, look, I try to throw this in. It's a new thing I'm doing here when we talk about our games, that I try to include one nice thing about the people we just played against, right? Just to not be too much of a homer. And I
Okay.
will say one nice thing. Ball was playing, there was some frustration fouls at the end that, like, you could tell was like some immaturity on his end, but he was playing pretty well, especially the first half. He was hitting threes, he was dishing dimes. He was, it was a good showing for him.
He was also very frustrated because Jaime was abusing him all game.
Yeah, he's a
Took
pigeon on
over.
defense.
Every time Jaime saw LaMelo step up to him or close him out, it was a wrap. It was just get in the post mode and do whatever he wanted.
Which to LaMelo's defense, not to make it seem like he's a good defender, because he's clearly not. But there's not really any stoppers on that roster, so he's not getting help. It's just
no, but it's just also terrible mismatch. I'm
terrible.
shocked they stayed with it as long as they did.
Yeah, Jaime. I mean, we could jump right into him. He's been the breakout of the Heat season so far. Like, and I'm not saying that lightly, because we've had a lot of great performances from a lot of players, but he's playing just on a different level. He sees those mismatches and he's immediately like, all right, I'm gonna take you into the post. And his footwork is so crafty. Like,
yeah. That's always been his game, though. That was his game at UCLA. It's almost kind of like a bringing pickup basketball from the park to the NBA. And you see it a lot with Luka on an extreme level, obviously, because Luka's footwork is just insane.
yeah,
But Jaime plays the same style, especially as a bigger, I guess, guard, because Jaime's
he's
in that
big.
weird wing in between phase now that everyone's a tall guard and they're not, the three is kind of like non-existent anymore because 2 and 3 are the same thing. But he's kind of fits that role, and he's done really well, especially when he's got smaller guys on him. He's going back to playing with his back to the basket, being more aggressive, something he didn't do a lot last year. And yeah, I'm excited. It all looks great.
Do you want to guess who's leading the league in plus minus right now?
No need. Him by a lot.
Him by a lot.
It was
Jaime
plus
Jaquez Jr.
45 last night.
Yeah. He's just, last night, just to read off the stats, right, just for those who maybe didn't watch, 28 points on 9 of 14 shooting. He made 4 threes, which this was a big question mark for Jaime going into every season so far, is whether or not he can really space the floor. Well, last night he was a plus 43. The offensive rating with him on the court was an 142, and the net rating with him on the court was a plus 61. Like,
that's just, come on, man. The stats are there, but just the impact on winning, it's there all over the place,
Yeah.
which is what Spo always talks about. And I want to get into the fact that What a decision with Jaime playing the way that he has to decide to go with Pele to
Yeah,
start
right?
instead of Jaime or Fontecchio
Or yeah, or Jovic.
or Jovic and play with 3 bigs. Like,
There
just the but I mean, he's the GOAT for a reason, you
He's
know?
the GOAT. It worked. I mean, there was a post-game comment. I don't know if you saw this necessarily, but Spo had talked about Larson and how, his play previous to this game was a little lackluster. He played well in summer league and then not too well in preseason and in these games. But he said that he figured based on how he was performing in Eurobasket, that there would be a little bit of an adjustment period from him coming from, and Pella said it himself, playing in EuroLeague, playing with a different team, performing well, then coming to play with the Heat and playing differently. So there was some adjustment there, and he
Yeah.
had a really good game himself. He played
An
pretty well out
amazing
there.
game.
Yeah,
He was our pull-up shooter. Him and Fontecchio killed it last night. And Pele doing what he always does, aside from the three-point shooting, he makes the hustle plays. He plays really good defense. You're never gonna miss out on any effort from him, which is always leading to positive things. I think
yeah.
that decision was crazy, but I think it makes all the sense in the world keeping the second unit as is and not taking Jaime away from that because he's kind of been the leader of that second unit.
And he's killing it.
And he's killing it. I mean, him and Drew Smith are doing really well. They're in control of that second unit. They push the pace, they bring the energy, and they play some damn good defense.
The defense is just it's aggressive, man. All of them. Jaime was very impressive on defense. Drew Smith, I mean, if anybody's most people haven't watched too much Drew Smith just because he hasn't been available, but he's always been a good
Unfortunately,
defender.
always.
Jaime, though, I feel like he's definitely taken a step up this year on defense. He is being able to stay in front, to use his body, use his weight to like force, the player off of the spot they're trying to get to. And I mean, the stats speak for themselves. I know we're 4 games in. Who knows? Maybe it's a Jeremy Lin moment, but I don't think so because of the way he's playing is just on craft, really, just making the right decisions.
That's where I think this is like extremely sustainable because it's not curated for him.
Yeah.
This is just them going out, and the players keep saying this after games. Oh, we don't even think Spo called one play tonight, or you keep hearing that from the players a lot, which means that they're just going out there and they're playing very free flowing offense, looking and being able to recognize what the best options are, the best triggers are when they're on the court, and just attacking, not thinking, not second guessing. And they're doing a really good job of it.
They're doing a wonderful job. They're playing with pace. They're moving the ball. We still 4 games into the season, your Miami Heat, lead the league in pace with a 109.13. It is just incredible that this is still the case. Just for reference, like a middle of the pack team. Let's go with the Pacers, who were the
Yeah.
definition of this. Obviously, this is not to be a slight against them. We all know the injuries they're
Hmm.
dealing with, but they're a middle of the pack team this year in terms of pace, and they're at a 101.9. We're at a 109. It is truly incredible to see how many times off a made basket were we able to get a fast break. That
Yes.
is the Pacers recipe. That's their cookbook, and we just stole it and we're amplifying it even more. And
Yes.
oftentimes it's either Jaime on the receiving end of that pass to make the fast break bucket, or he's the one making the pass. It's like
Exactly.
he's so like integral to what we've been doing. I was talking about this, I think with George, either George or Line, but we were mentioning how, going into the season, all of us were thinking like the Jovic breakout season, the Ware breakout season, and those things still might be coming. But so far, it's the Jaime breakout season. This is
Right now,
Jaime.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is all without Tyler, right? How do things look when Tyler's back? Does Wiggins go to the bench?
I think
Because you can't put Norman Powell on the bench, right?
it'll probably be Davion and they just stagger
I don't know
minutes
if you can
hard.
do that though. I don't know if
It
you can do that the way Davion's playing, man.
I agree, but it's just hard. I will see, right? Spo's gonna tinker some stuff up. It'll be difficult. We'll be somewhat small if you're starting Tyler, Davion, and Norm. I know Davion can guard taller than he is, so maybe that's an experiment that I just need to see. Wiggs obviously is not the defender that Davion has been, but Wiggs has been active as
Wicks has
hell.
been an extremely solid role player so far throughout the first however many
What
games
he
it's
was
been.
meant to be. What he was meant to be.
Yes. On
This
this
is like
team,
his
yeah.
perfect role. Yeah. He was never cut out to be the number one option on a team. He should never be our number one scoring option, but we saw tonight like his drive is a threat. It allows him to kick out to which it's so crazy to say this, but 5 shooters or 4 shooters are always on the court for the Miami Heat right now. Like, Bam,
If you're including Bam, then yeah, man.
I mean, you have to include him right now, right? Like, the
Yeah,
end.
if Bam keeps shooting at this clip, it's gonna make that jump from that like 20 point a game range to that 26, 25 point a game range that he's currently living at. And it's gonna show big time.
Yeah. I will say one good thing about Tyler, the defense is obviously historically has been lacking. We'll see if there's any improvements on that end. Like, maybe playing with Davion in practice has helped him a bit more. But he is a great rebounder. So it
Mhm.
helps us get the ball going, get the ball moving. He's a better playmaker than people make him out to be. I'm not that he's ever a
Yeah,
true point guard, but he's not. I think some people are expecting him to dribble the air out of the ball, but he did that last season by necessity. We needed him to do
yeah,
that. In his best seasons, Tyler was the off-ball movement shooter, not the guy dribbling the air out of the ball. He can do it if we need him to, but that's not what he
yeah,
prefers to do. And we're
yeah.
gonna have him and Norm flying up and down the court. Like, that sounds like a terrible time if I'm a defense having to worry about these two guys just running off screens, off ball screens,
Yeah,
and both of them got quick release.
in a league full of like really bad guard defense, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's not a
That
lot of
sounds like
it.
a massive headache for 99% of the teams in the league.
Yeah, I'm look, I know there's some already echoes, sentiments being put out there of like the trade hero again. I think it's too
There you
soon.
go.
Like, we haven't even seen him. No one expected this team to look the way it does without him. So let's wait to see what it does look like with him, right?
And even then, give it some time.
Give it some time. Give it some time. We're having a wonderful time here. The goal, as much as any Heat fan would love, the goal is not to win a championship this year. The goal is to see what we've got and to just do the best we can. But to make some drastic move because 2 weeks into Tyler being back, things look weird. No, you wait up. You give it a little bit of time to fester.
And you give him time, you give the GOAT time to work. You let
Yeah,
Spo do his thing, and after a while, they'll work that out. I'm not gonna doubt any of that. I
yeah,
do think the loser could be Drew Smith in this situation, unfortunately, because he's one of Spo's guys. Spo
yeah.
really loves Drew Smith. And just because of all the stuff he brings, I mean, on the court, and then all the resiliency from all the injuries that he's had over the years to just keep coming back and keep being ready every year with the Heat is like a huge ordeal for them. I know that.
So this brings me to a thought I had the other day. It's spurred off of some podcasts I've listened to and me just like festering on it a little bit, thinking about it. You're more of a football guy than I am, so excuse me if this doesn't make the most sense and please call me out if it doesn't. This year, so far, and I don't have access to this data, so I had to get it from podcasts because I don't have access to Synergy Sports. I'm not part of an affiliated media organization that has Synergy. But as of 3 games into the season, so before this past game, teams are full court pressing more than ever. Not just our team, but teams in general throughout the league are full court pressing more than ever. They're also, the pace in general throughout the league is up, not just with us, but for a lot of
Yeah.
teams. When you're playing at that sustained rate on both ends, right, on the offensive end and the defensive end, there's a lot of energy that goes into that. And the reason most people do not, or historically the league has not done that, has been because you don't want to wear out your offensive talent or wear out your players, which is negated when you have a deep bench that lets you constantly be able to sub people in and out, sub people in and out. And this makes me think, rather than on a game-to-game basis, like in football, more in a quarter-to-quarter basis in this basketball scenario, we're kind of just throwing people out there and telling them to give it their all. And it's good because you're going to get your rest and we're going to sub someone else in. It's just like winning with numbers, knowing the next guy's got your back. And if you miss a game, if you have to take a rest game like Norman Powell just did, you're good. We have a deep enough roster. Don't worry about saving yourself any game. You're giving it your all every single moment you're on the court. And if you need to
Yeah.
sit, then you're good. We have people who can fill in.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring back an old name here. Dwayne Dedman,
Wow.
when he was playing with the Heat,
Yeah.
said that he loved being here so much because he knew that he would come in, play 10 minutes as hard as he could, be ready to throw up. And then Spo would just take him out and he would rest. And then he would get all the rest that he needed. And then the next quarter, play another 4 minutes again. And in those 4 minutes, just give it every single thing that he's got. And it's okay. We'll get somebody else in there and we'll keep you fresh. So
Yeah.
that mentality, I think, is really helping with the roster that we have. I do think that the change in pace in the game is headed more towards like the AAU circuit and how that's played. A lot of back and forth, a lot of running up and down, which these younger players are used to. I do think that it's also an easier way to defend. It may sound harder, but let's say you score a basket, you full court press. Let's say you keep two people up there to press, right? That's two people that don't have to run all the way back right away.
Yeah.
So it is kind of easier to defend because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Find
you're
your
staying with
guy,
your guy.
find your guy and deny. Find your guy and deny and give him a headache for the 8 seconds till he gets full court. That's something Spo used to do a lot in the Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin days,
Yep.
just to just be a nuisance. And it's also easier to defend because you don't have to run all the way back and then wait to defend. You're
Well,
defending on the front foot.
and to your point, it helps with how switchable our roster is too, because when you have Davion and, Haka's up there, maybe full court pressing, on the back line, you've got Bam, you've got Ware, you've got Wiggins. All of these guys are flying up and
Exactly.
down the court, getting to wherever they need to get in case they're passing the ball out. So, there's trust in your defensive line and you're trusting in your defensive forwards
Yeah.
or guards really to take care of it on that end. Just some stats going into this game. I was curious because the Hornets have been playing offensively very well. They're one of the better offensive ratings in the league, or at least they were prior to this game. Going into this game, the Hornets had an offensive rating of 124. Obviously, we held them to significantly less than that. Their true shooting percentage going into this game was 63.1. They still shot 58.4. So it's not like they were really missing shots. We were just winning the possession game. They took way more threes this game than they normally take. They take 38.5 a game. They took 45 this game. And they shot them at about the same that they normally hit them. They shot at a 40% rate. And I mean, we felt that in the first half. That's the only reason they were in the game. They were hitting threes, which they've got the
Yeah.
roster for that. They've got a lineup that can hit threes. Some issues for them was just their defense in the paint was absolutely terrible. They let us get whatever we wanted in the paint. I mean, we were just talking
Jaime
about
lives
that.
there.
Yeah. The
Jaime
points off.
still might be in there, actually.
He's still in the paint. They're playing the Hornets right now. They were letting us get fast break points. They were letting us get points off turnovers. The turnovers were up for them. They averaged 15 a game. They went up to 18 this game, and their assist actually dropped. So their turnovers went up, their assists went down. So overall, that assist to turnover ratio was abysmal for them this game. It was a 1.44 assist to turnovers. That's
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
not
it's
good.
tough. Yeah, one thing I noticed yesterday, and again, not to keep shitting on LaMelo Ball, but the guard play defensively for Charlotte's just non-existent. They didn't
No,
stop the ball ever, which just is not a good look. If you don't stop the ball before they get to the 3-point line or half court or whoever it is, depending on the player that it is on the other side, right? If you don't stop the ball, you're going to give them free reign to just abuse you all game.
that
And that's what Jaime did. Jaime just said, "All right, sure, thank you. I'm just gonna keep taking it if you're just gonna keep leaving me open here."
that thunderous dunk that Jaime had to end was it the first or the second quarter?
It was the
That
first quarter.
Yeah, it was 1-on-1 D, no ball screen. They just fell asleep. He went
Yeah,
left when they thought he was going to go right, and
wide
next
open lane.
next thing you know, he's at the rim. So I mean, that's point of attack defense. If you're not able, for all of the glory we've been giving to Jaime, well deserved. He's not necessarily known for his off the dribble, face to
Oh,
face attack game. Like that's not his thing. So for Jaime to get that, you're doubting him, and he's more athletic than people do think. His hops are actually pretty good for
he was
for a
in a
white
dunk
guy.
contest, man. People
Yeah,
forget that.
people forget he was a dunker. He is really a dunker. But yeah, man, just overall throughout that game, got to shout out Bam, obviously 26 points, 10 for 16 from the field, 6 boards. Offensive rating with him on the court was 140. He shot, I think, 3 threes and made 3 threes. He
No, he was like 3 for 4, I believe.
three for 4. Look, man, I've said it. We've all said it. We've all felt it. The disrespect that this roster has gotten. Come on, man. Like, he could defend anybody who's on the court. He can play make. He can soar up for lobs. He can run the fast break. He can shoot the 3 now. The midi game was there for him. The back down game was there for him this game. It really was just an all around game for him. We had 7 players over double digit scoring this game,
Yeah, that was.
sharing the ball. And that's without this was the 3rd highest scoring game in Heat history, by the way. 3rd highest scoring game. And that was without 2 of our best scorers.
Yeah,
You were missing 2 25 points per game scores on the court. 2 snipers. Like, I know it's the Hornets. It's not like they're some defensive juggernaut. By far, they're not. But we're still, the point is we're continually putting numbers on these guys' heads that you would not expect, and we're doing it with men down. Like, they were missing Brandon Miller, sure, but we're missing Norman Powell and we're missing Tyler Hero. So
Exactly.
I really don't think that that's necessarily it. Some other stuff that I really wanted to look into going out of this, and man, last year, the years prior, our offense was what? It was pick and roll, it was DHOs, and and some ISOs, but it was a lot of that. Right now, we have the league lowest. 7% of our possessions are a pick and roll ball handler going to score. Last year, 17.5% of our possessions were that. So 10% down on that. League lowest pick and roll man, the roll man actually going to score. This year, 0.0%. I think we've had like 3 or 4 possessions total out of all our possessions that has happened. Last year was 6.8%. Completely took that out of our game.
Yeah.
The league lowest handoffs, 0.0%. Last year was 5%. We are second in the league in transition frequency, 24.6%. Last year, 16.5. This is a completely different genre of offense. And I think to what you were saying with leaving LaMelo on an island on some of these guys that were a mismatch, part of the benefit of us playing so fast, we're not giving their defense time to set. So
Exactly.
if LaMelo's running back and the nearest guy to him is Jaime, well, shit, he's stuck on Jaime and we're not calling for a screen. So you're not getting that switch. You're not getting any switch. We're doing
Exactly.
off-ball screens, but the on-ball screens are not happening this year. I think there was like, like what, 2 or 3 on-ball screens this game? It really was not, it's not a
Yeah.
part of our offense.
It'll be back in the offense, I think, a lot more once Tyler's back, just because that's such a big part of his game and such a big part of getting others involved for Tyler. But you're right. It's a completely different look from what we've seen from the Heat over the last 4 years in the Jimmy Butler era, where they did go to that slow half court, DHO, pick and roll offense, pick and pop offense. Bam, I think, is also doing a much better job on these screens that
Yeah.
it's tough. You gotta cover the 3 ball. You gotta cover the mid range. Now, the mid range is just extremely consistent this year in comparison to other years where it was like, what kind of night is Bam gonna have?
Yeah.
He's been extremely consistent with the mid range game, with his turnaround game, playing with his back to the basket, and just they're making really smart decisions all the time.
That's the thing. It's just constantly making the right move. And to that point, like giving more credit to Bam and even to Wiggs and to Ware, when they're setting these off-ball screens, you're not only worried about the guy they're screaming for, who is Fontecchio, Norman Powell, obviously not in this game, Jaime. You're worried about them rolling too. So you have the guy with the ball, the dribble, the handler, who's playing and ready to look for whatever the position is to make. Sometimes it's Davion Mitchell, and he's either gonna drive in if you give him space, and he's faster than people give him credit for to get that layup, or he's got Jaime coming off of a screen ready for a 3, Larson coming off a screen ready for a 3. Oh, you overextended defending the 3. Bam's cutting to the rim now. I mean, honestly, you have so much to worry about because all of these guys can score from almost
Yep.
anywhere. Where the Heat right now in the league have the best differential. We have the best point differential in the whole league. I mean, obviously there's 2 blowouts in those games, but we blew them out.
Yeah.
So what do you want? We blew out the teams that are in front of us. We're 3rd in points per possession. We're 3rd in effective field goal percentage. We're tied for 3rd in assists per game, showing how much swinging that ball is getting. We're 5th in field goal percentage, 3rd in 3-point percentage, 2nd in defensive points per possessions, like in limiting offensive
Yeah.
points per possession. And we're only 6th in turnovers. So,
That's the key though, right there.
yeah.
Before, when we spoke the last time, I told you that in this change to the fast-paced offense, 2 things that we were gonna have to get used to: more turnovers and more points allowed than we're normally used to. The turnovers have not been a problem yet, thankfully.
No,
Thankfully,
no.
Davion, Bam, all the guys bringing up the ball, Jaime, have been extremely consistent and making the right decisions, not doing anything too crazy. Turnovers happen throughout
Yeah.
the game. It is what it is.
We
But
are
limiting that to where shit just happens is where we've really done well.
correction on that stat for me. We're actually now the 8th best team in assist to turnover ratio. The things have been
Okay.
getting updated overnight as advanced data comes in from the games that have played, but 8th in the league in assist to turnover with the pace we're playing. And in those first games, I mean, we saw it. The turnovers were kind of sloppy in the Orlando game. Even as we've
Yeah.
progressed, we've cleaned up a lot of those sloppy turnovers. So seeing that and the way the ball is moving while limiting turnovers, it's really nice to see. Davion Mitchell has been a better point guard than I ever would have expected, to be honest. Like,
Really?
like no disrespect to his game because I think he's tremendous, and on defense obviously is where he earns his paycheck. But his ability to facilitate the offense is way more than I really gave him credit for. The passes aren't flashy. He's not that player, but he makes the right read to what you were saying before. He drives in, and if he gets a double, he passes out to the right guy or passes to the guy who can make the right pass. It's
Yeah.
it's just clean play. It's clean play. And they're constantly, and I know he culture, right? But every single person is constantly hustling. Every time there's a ball that's knocked out and it's a 50-50 ball to fight for, we end up with a body on the floor. It's nonstop,
That's how it should be.
Whether it's Pella, whether it's Wiggs, whether it's Bam. It's just incredible to watch, man. I am so excited. Before we move on to making some predictions for the next, we have 2 games coming up before I will be able to record again. We're recording this Wednesday. This pod will be coming out Thursday. We play the Spurs on Thursday and we play the Lakers on Sunday. 2 exciting games. Before we get to those, I do want to end this section with just any last moment shout outs that you want to give to someone on the Heat for this game. Just someone in particular that maybe we haven't given enough shine to in this game.
Shout out to Davion Mitchell.
Yeah.
So that's the one I'm going with. Back to your point, I think we saw some of it in flashes last season when the trade was made, but not so consistent, right? And again, moving cities in the middle of a season, they're traveling every single day. They don't get much practice time in the middle of the season. Getting to know your teammates, getting to know your staff, getting to know your new routine, all of that stuff matters, right? But look at what's been able to happen with a couple months of consistency and finding himself a home here in Miami and getting closer to his teammates, spending time with them, getting in the development program that the Heat have placed for their players. I think we see another big jump and in the consistency of the good decision making. Spo said that they worked a lot with him and with Jaime on that, where they spent a lot of time working on the decision making and always making the right reads. I think
Yeah.
that's all starting to show.
It is 100% becoming apparent. I fully echo that sentiment. And I'll just, we've given love to a lot of players who of all deserve love, but I'm just going to give love to Nikola Jovic. He went from being a possible starter in this lineup to being a 6th man, a 7th man, an 8th man. I just love that there's no sense of stress in him or worry about this. He got his contract signed. He's playing his part in this offense, playing his part in this team. He's taking the right shot. He's making the right reads. He's still learning, and we're seeing some of that growth, like knowing when to use that size of his, when to back people down, when to try to draw double and pass out. But just a shout out to him because a lot of players, a lot of lesser players truly can get caught up in all that and the minutia of, am I a starter or am I not a starter? I feel like I should be one. It's like,
He did for a while. He did himself, and he's
yeah,
been very open about that.
yeah, but he got his contract and he's just playing basketball for us, and I'm really happy about that. But
Yeah,
we'll
it's going to be
we'll
a
wrap.
lot better too, I think, throughout the season.
Agreed. Fully agreed. We'll wrap our Hornets combo here and we'll get into making some predictions.
Let's do it.
We're back and we have 2 games upcoming. We got 1 game happening tonight. San Antonio Spurs, who are undefeated, with the alien Victor Wembanyama on that roster with some up and coming young players who are looking really nice for them. Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, who's the
Yeah.
other rookie they just drafted, Carter Bryant. They've got some talent on that team. They're obviously still missing De'Aaron Fox, but I'm fairly excited to see us play against this team because this will be a real test. They are a top 3 defensive rating team in the league, top 6 offensive rating. They have the best net rating. We're the 2nd best net rating in the league. The question is that their pace, 0.6, it's one of the lowest in the league. Ours is 107.5. I'm sorry, ours went up to 109. Is that going to affect Spurs, and are we going to be able to make them play to our speed and change their game? Is that what you're looking for, just to make sure we don't get caught up in the mud of half-court defense against Wemby?
I think that's the goal. I mean, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
I do think that we're going to be able to push the pace. I don't know if it's something that the Spurs will do with us all game. I think that's going to be a flow of the game thing, right? Does someone come up on a big lead and then they take control, whether they slow it down or speed it up, whether that's them or the Heat? I do think that again, man, I'm going to start my agenda and my narrative. We have the Wemby cure. the vaccine to Wemby. I think, Ware's done extremely well against
I
him
agree.
so far. I think that for whatever reason, I mean, you always wanna show up when you're playing against the best players in the league, and especially someone like that. I think that Ware is gonna show up again. It's
I think
gonna
he's
take
due for a
multiple
breakout
efforts,
game.
though, obviously, the guy's a freak of nature. It's not even some of the stuff he's doing is just not even real, it seems, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's stuff that we've never seen from any player, let alone someone his height doing, you
Yeah.
know?
That's the thing. It's someone who actually can match up with him in terms of actual like physical capabilities. Wemby is still taller and
Yes.
longer than Ware is, but it's close. It's as
But the
close as you can get.
athleticism's there to keep up,
Yeah. And
and
I
I
will
think
say
that's huge.
I will say too, the Spurs haven't necessarily have had the hardest teams to play against so far either. So
Okay.
it's gonna be a test for them. They played the Mavericks, who have been unexpectedly, or to me, expectedly not all that good. They played the Pelicans, which was a close game. They played the Nets, and they played the Raptors, who I've been mostly down on. So
Yeah.
this will be a different test for them too. Going into this game, what I think is pretty interesting, even so, the Spurs are 24th, one of the worst teams in the league in their assist to turnover ratio.
Mhm.
And we're a top 6 team in steals. So the question is, are we going to be able to feast here? I was looking at some of their stats, and I believe it's Stephon Castle is averaging 6.3 turnovers a game. And
Ouch.
yeah, he's going to be having to get defended by Davion Mitchell. So while right
He's not gonna
now,
have fun.
no. So right now, the Spurs are the second best team at preventing points in the paint. They're only allowing 38.5 points in the paint.
I
But if we're
mean,
getting those steals and if we're getting those fast breaks, are we gonna get that? Because right now we're second in the league in points in the paint. So it's really like an opposition of two minds. It's a wall against a speeding bullet. And what's gonna
exactly.
happen? Yeah,
And who's gonna be able to impose their will on the other person?
yeah. Because frankly, to as much credit as we were just giving Jaime, that the post game isn't going to be there as much when Wemby's in the post. If Wemby's anywhere near you, thankfully we do have floor spacers, so Wemby might get switched out to someone who has to guard from three. But even then, we've seen just how long he is. That within one step, he's either at the 3-point line or he's in the paint.
Yeah, he's always gonna get his though. Like you always gotta kind of have to leave that wiggle room there because it's gonna happen. It's like KD or LeBron or Luca or any of these guys. They're gonna get theirs. It's a matter of being able to limit it in the moments that you need them the most and try to get the wins when you can because everyone matters. Like as far as on possessions.
I agree with that. I mentioned this in our comments. We had talked about this a while ago after the preseason game. Just to hit on that Ware Wemby matchup. They've only faced off once in the regular season before. This was in Ware's first year, Wembanyama's second year. The Heat won 128 to 107. Ware had put up 25, 8, 2, and 2, but the highest plus minus in the game. It was a plus 27 that game. Wemby had put up 21, 10, 3, and 1, so a decent game for Wemby standards. But when guarded by Wemby, Ware only went 2 for 7. On the other end, though, when Wemby was guarded by Ware, he went 2 for 10. This is a one-game sample size, right? I mean, we've seen some preseason
Yeah,
matchups. Preseason is preseason, but in this one-game sample
exactly.
size, it was a fairly even matchup that Ware honestly came out ahead in. So I am very excited to see the Kryptonian face off against the alien and put his force out there, because we haven't really gotten that Ware breakout game in the regular season just yet. He's had his moments, but I really do think that this is an opportunity for him. Another thing here, going into this game, both of our teams are shooting around 40% from three. So it's a question of, if they're limiting those points in the paint, can our shooters stay hot? Are we going to have Norm this game is a big question mark.
Yeah.
We might need him in this kind of game. So I hope we do have that, just that punch. I don't
Yeah,
think
just
we're,
someone that you can always go to get a bucket
yeah,
when times get rough, you know?
because the dribble drive, penetration, kick out, it's just a little bit less effective when you have that freak of nature standing in the paint. They're not as worried about sending a double or sending help. They know
Yeah.
Wemby can guard that whole area by himself, because
But
he's like,
where being able to shoot the 3-pointers big because it's gonna keep Wemby further out than he normally would be. Obviously, Wemby's always a step away from the basket anyway, but
yeah.
it's the little things. It's the
They're gonna
little
they're gonna be daring Ware to shoot, is my guess. And Ware's got to
Go
hit those
ahead.
shots. Yeah, Ware's got
Go
to hit those
ahead.
shots.
Leave them open if you want to.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I have some. We're gonna do this mini segment called Milk or Wine, in which I give to you a prediction. You let me know if you think this is gonna age like milk or if it's gonna age like wine. For this game specifically, I think we're both on the same page here. This is a bold take. It's a bold take, but I'm gonna go for my guy. I think Ware's gonna outperform Wemby in this game.
Sorry, I'm looking for this really old bottle of French wine I have here
To pull it
in my
out.
kitchen. Yeah, definitely like wine. Come on, man. What are we even
Yeah,
talking about?
our guy's got to do
I'm
it.
all
Our
in.
guy all in on this. And then this is another just a prediction. Just being fair, I do think that this game. I think we're gonna, and we just talked about it. I think without Norm, it's a loss, and with Norm, it's a dub. That's. I'm kind of at that point with it.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not there yet because
Okay.
we looked damn good yesterday. Obviously, the team that we played yesterday is nothing like the Spurs team that we're gonna play tomorrow or later tonight, right?
Yeah.
Not doubting Spo, man. We get out there and Pele starts hitting threes like crazy. Fontecchio keeps being the Italian Chris Kyle. We're out there, man. It's up. I don't know. If we just keep scoring the way that we are, will they be able to keep up scoring wise?
Yeah.
If we can
So
impose our will on them the way that we were able to yesterday with Charlotte, will the Spurs, are they even in the shape to be able to keep up with that kind of pace? Is a question that we don't know yet.
yeah. Yeah, you're trying to get them off balance. So to that point, my next prediction is I know right now they're the second best team at preventing opponent points in the paint, 38.5. I think we're gonna obliterate that. I'm thinking at least 45 points in the paint for the Heat, just based off of and again, they're
Yeah.
one of the better fast break defenses supposedly on the record they have so far.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with us if they're already shown to be a turnover prone team. If we're capitalizing on those turnovers, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with us in the in the
No,
full court.
that's the tricky part though, right? Is those points off turnovers. That is somewhere where in the past the Heat have been extremely inconsistent and not whether they've been able to capitalize or not on those points off turnovers. That's going to be huge tomorrow. I do think our three ball is going to be important tomorrow. Like you said, they're
Yeah,
probably going to leave Ware open. If Norm's back, Norm's going to be letting it go. Fontecchio, the same thing. Davion missed like three open ones yesterday that very well could have gone in.
very true.
Bam's gonna pull his. We've got so much. Nico's gonna quick draw McGraw a few times. He's good for it every game.
That is true. He's
Catch
got
and
a green
shoot.
light. Simone,
Yeah, Fontecchio is just unreal.
uh,
Italian Duncan Robinson. Like this was been
yeah,
what a pickup. First of
well,
all, what a pickup.
underrated pickup. Nobody was talking about
And
that. I
that's that
will.
he's just being used in a catch and shoot capability, right?
Yeah,
We're not even approach like you said, no dribble handoffs, no pick and rolls, things that we used to use Duncan with a lot to
yeah.
get him open. We're not even there yet with Fontecchio. I think that there's so much more room to grow there too.
So much. He really is a dynamic scorer for us, and he has all the most confidence in the world. But we'll move on to the next game, which, albeit, was way more exciting previous to the news that Luka Doncic was injured. But white boy, he's been AR-15. I apologize. 51 is how much he scored not too long ago. AR-15 has been going off for the Los Angeles Lakers. We will be playing them on Sunday. All reports show that they will still be missing Luka. They will probably still be missing LeBron. Right now, the Lakers are a middle of the pack team. They're 10th in offensive rating, 18th in defensive rating, 16 net rating. They're a
Throw
middle of
that
the pack.
team in the freezer till both of them come back. Braun's not playing, Luca's not playing, Gabe Vincent's not playing.
So I have a feeling you'll agree with this take, my milk or wine take for this game. Austin Reeves is going to have his worst game of the season.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna age like wine for sure.
He's not getting 36 on our head. He's averaging 35.8
Oh,
right now.
he might get in the 20s, but yeah, I don't see a 40 piece. I don't see 35 anything. I don't see anything outrageous.
No. And right now, to point out too, as good as Austin Reeves been playing, and shout out to him. Also, shout out to all the people who still at this moment are commenting on that reel, that TikTok I posted talking about trading Austin Reeves. I still stand by it. Not an insult to his game at all. But he's averaging 4 turnovers a game too. This is what happens when, it's all on him. So
Yeah, I was gonna say he's being asked to do a lot more right now than he has in the past. So that's gonna be part of his learning curve as a player in the league.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking it's going to be one of his worst games. I'm also thinking, they're middle of the pack points in the paint team. Da is not that good at defending the paint. That's not his
that team is
forte.
not it.
There's no way I think that they're going to keep us from being able to get to the paint. There's no way they're going to keep up with us on the fast break. I mean, I think this is an easy dub. I'd be very surprised to see this as a loss.
Yeah, I have the worst jinx in sports history, so I will not say that. But
God. I
One thing
appreciate
I will
that.
say is that I think it's gonna be a very good Sunday.
I think it'll be a good Sunday for us. I'm excited for that game and excited to play the Lakers. And the good thing about playing the Lakers and the good thing about playing the Spurs now with Wemby, it gives more notoriety to the Heat if we do perform well because everybody's watching. There's a lot more eyes on those
Yeah,
games.
yeah, but notoriety.
I'm just tired of the disrespect, man. I'm tired of it, but
I know,
it's
but
part of being a
it's what
Heat
comes with
fan.
being a Heat fan.
Yeah, I'm all these guys who are going to be better than us. The Celtics were going to be better than us this year. Remember that? How's that
Come on.
looking? Come
But
on.
this, yeah, come on, let's not even get into it. It's a bunch of people that don't do any research themselves, just go on TV and say a bunch of crap that they get fed by a whole research team that they have. And then they still, that actually does the research, that are probably great people, but then they go on TV and then they just go and say whatever they feel like saying in that moment. It's just, come on, man.
It
Like
is.
JJ Redick said, the engagement farming industry.
That's 100% what it is, and
That's why the notoriety is a joke. Who cares?
yeah,
Just
it
keep
is a
getting
joke.
dubs.
Yeah, keep getting the dubs, keep making those wins stack up, keep playing like a team, like a real team here in Miami, which is it's just wonderful. I do want to, before we move on to a few, fast topics, I just want to mention, we're 4 games into the season. It's still obviously a small sample size, but the proof is in the pudding in terms of how differently we're playing. I'm going to belabor this point for as long as I can. I think people truly underestimated how big of a deal it is to have a lack of joy in the locker room. And right now,
Yeah.
there is joy. All of those guys are happy. All of them want to see each other perform and win. There is not an ounce of toxicity. And I truly do think that that was just an underestimated part of what increase we'd get from last season, even without the expectation of Jaime having a breakout season. Like, just the idea that these guys are going to be happy again and being able to just play basketball and not worry about all that other stuff. I Man, I am so pumped. I
I
went from
agree. Even though the Terry Rozier thing definitely threw a wrench in there, but it looks like he wasn't going to be part of the rotation anyway. So
who's he
as the
getting
odd
minutes over
man
on this
out, like
roster?
it just is what it is.
You're not playing him over any of these guys right now. There's no chance.
No, there's just no way. And even
All of these
then,
guys.
supposedly, according to the local B reporters, they were saying that he was just happy to be there and to add in any way possible,
All things considered,
before everything happened.
he's supposedly again been a great locker room guy. I talked
Yeah.
about this with I think I talked about this with George or with a guest before him. When we got into those scuffles last year, he was one of the first guys off the bench every single time, ready
And man,
to throw down. So he was not a bad influence on the team. He was just a bad influence on the court. He wasn't performing
it
for us.
wasn't efficient. Yeah, on the court, it just wasn't working. Well, our style of play and the style of play we have now, quite frankly, just doesn't necessarily fit his style of play.
Yeah, it's just I don't imagine it for him. I mean, we'll see what happens with that case. There's a lot that is riding on with
Still
that.
to
Yeah,
be found.
still to be found. We'll see how long that salary stays on the books for, because right now we're still paying him even though he's not
Tom
playing.
did report this morning, tomorrow as of yesterday, sorry, that Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier's money is being put in escrow. They will not be paid until this all gets scored.
Nice. Okay, that's good. I mean, whatever. It's the Heat's organizational
Exactly.
money, but it's
Essentially, they realize rewarding them under these circumstances is probably not the best idea.
yeah,
So they're just gonna hold their money until this all gets figured out.
yeah. You don't void the contract until he's proven guilty, and you also don't
Which kind
make
of
us pay
sucks
the money.
because that first round pick,
That
I'd like to know what's gonna happen with it before the federal case finishes, but it seems unlikely that we'll get any answers until the federal case is situated.
it is unfortunate, and I hope that the Heat and I hope that people like Tobin and other media figures continue to scream into the clouds about this and make it known. Because if this was happening to any other team, not any other team, but a bigger name like the
It'd be
Lakers,
a travesty.
yeah,
This was happening if this was happening to the Knicks or the Lakers
or the
or
Celtics,
or the Celtics or Philly. I mean, come on, man. What are we even talking about?
yeah, but it's Miami, so they're just joking about it. It's laughs, but come on.
Yeah, and Portland. It's Miami and Portland, so it's kind of like who cares, the two corners of the country.
Yeah, exactly. No one cares at all, but I would love if we actually were able to benefit from the wrong that was done to us. That would be quite nice. I have a couple small things to get out of you before we dip out for this pod, keeping it somewhat short and
Let's do
sweet,
it.
right? So, there's a few crazy lines that have been going around the league in the past few games and this small sample size so far. I'm going to throw some stuff at you and just give you a moment to try to guess who this is. Westbrook in 2016-2017 was the only player in the NBA to tally 150 points and 30 assists through their first 4 games. Until who this season? It's another guard.
Wemby,
No, guard. A guard. 150 points, 33 assists.
Maxey.
Yes, spot on. It is Tyrese Maxey, who
The
has been
boys in Philly are scary right now.
Yeah, I will say the boys in Philly are looking good. I like their guards. They just incredible. I know, you're cherry picking some like 150, 30, but the point being that Maxey is, man, he is
Unreal,
showing
man.
out. He is showing out. To all the guys who said that that contract wasn't worth it, it's like, all right, well, maybe it is.
Well, Gobert's still making 200 million a year, something close to it. So
Yeah, so,
there you
and
go.
that stat was provided by the NBA starting 5 email, just to not take credit for me digging that up on my own. Another stat provided by the NBA starting 5, who has just become the first player ever to have 140 points, 50 rebounds, and 20 assists through their first 4 games of a season.
Has to be Wemby.
No, Eastern Conference.
Okay.
And a similar build.
Eastern Conference, similar builds. Wow.
It is
Go ahead.
Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
Racking up some assists this season. Racking up some assists, finding the open man, making
He's
some
played
flashy
well,
plays.
man. He's played
Yeah.
well.
The
For all the
question's
noise, he's played well.
the question's never been about him.
No.
It's never been about him. He's the Greek freak for a reason, man. There's
Yeah.
no doubt that he's going to try his hardest every single time he's out there on the court. He is going to get his. He's still an MVP caliber player, and if he was on a better team, he'd be a favorite for the MVP. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
he's on the Milwaukee Bucks. So there's one more, and this one is just because it is close to my heart that I'm going to bring this up whenever I get a chance to. To secure their lossless season thus far, without Chet, without J-Dub, they put up 31, 9, and 4 with 1 steal and 3 blocks against the Kings. How many free throws did he have for 31 points?
Over 15.
2.
And as soon as he just kept bringing up the free throws, I kept thinking about the DeRozan press conference the other night when
Yeah.
Austin Reeves put up 51 on 20 free throws, and DeRozan just said 20 free throws and got up out of the press conference.
Got pissed.
Like, what
Yeah.
are we even talking about here?
No, SJ had 2 free throws.
Shout out, man.
Shout out. Shout out the guy, man. Shout out the guy. He has also, which this stat is it's a little cheating because of the 2 double overtime games they had, but he's also the leader in points in the clutch right now. But
Okay, yeah.
their 2 double overtime games means like every single point you were scoring was in the clutch. So that's a little bit inflated on that. I had saw the number and I was like, holy shit. And then I remembered. And yeah, those were just a couple of lines around the league. I'll be bringing this in occasionally just to have some fun. We're seeing some crazy things like the Lauri Markkanen 50-piece game, or having like a 50-piece and a 40-piece within 2 back-to-back games. It's
This rookie class, man. This
This
rookie class is tearing it up right now.
this might be the best rookie class since
Nah, don't do it. Don't.
2018.
You scared
2018, I was
me.
going to say
I
at the
thought you were
least.
gonna go
No,
in the O's around there
you
by
can't make a
03, and I was gonna get real scared.
you can't make a comment like that until years down the line. No,
Yeah.
you'd have
But
to see.
this rookie classes come out swinging.
Again, and I mean, like, no one's LeBron in this rookie class that we're aware of, but like the potential's there with the amount of talent in here for all of these guys to develop into all-star talent. There's
Yeah.
so many, all like, and remember, like, even the ones who are balling out right now, some of the other ones might just be late bloomers. That's typically the case with rookies. So, and then to know that next year's rookie class is also going to be amazing.
Yes.
Bill Simmons on his podcast was saying, I think he was talking to Tim Legler, that this to him is the deepest and most talented the league has been since like the 90s or 80s in terms of just all around top to bottom talent on every team. And
Yeah.
I truly, like, even the worst teams in the league, you can look at their roster and name a couple players and be like, those guys are good. They're decent. So it's tremendous, man. It is a good time to be a basketball fan. If you're not watching these games, if you're sleeping on some of the action, I definitely recommend, at the very least, like, pick a team. There's a star on there who's doing something out of this world. If you're bored, watch a Spurs game. Just watch something that has never happened before happen. And we have the benefit of playing against them, this week. But
Yeah.
this guy is 7'5", doing dribble crossovers, step back threes, 180 windmills. Like, this is nothing.
He's
that we've
driving
ever...
to the basket, 360 layup, like he's a point guard. This is ridiculous. But again, this all goes back to he took his development seriously.
He
All
did.
the different people he trained with, all the different people he spoke to and got information from and worked out with in order to get better. This was one summer.
He is
Just one
still,
summer.
this is his third year. He is going to get better than this, is the scariest part. I mean, look,
Oh yeah.
I don't even think this is being inflammatory to say, but like, if he continues to be healthy, which is the big if, right? But if he continues to have a long and healthy career, this is a guy who can be the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he could be.
if you can put up, if you can be
Time
a
will
top,
tell, but yeah.
time will tell. You know, you have to be healthy. You have to win some chips. And I don't think chips is all that matters, right? But you have to win some. But if you can be a top 5 offensive player in the league and the by far best defensive player in the league every year, yeah,
Yeah, it's just not.
you're just a different animal. You're a different animal. Before we get out of here, it's Thursday, or it will be Thursday when this comes out. Adrian, fired up and things were burnt out about for the week, going into the week, just in life in general. Do you have anything top of mind that you're fired up or burnt out by, or do you want me to take the lead?
Go ahead and take the lead, man.
All right, I will. I'll go with 2. I am burnt out by, and this is a minor. It's a minor complaint because life is good, but I am burnt out by the humidity. The weather in Miami has been really nice. It's getting good again, but it's still humid, and I'm
Yes.
waiting for that to go away. I went for a bike ride yesterday. It was wonderful, good breeze. Wasn't sweating at all. The moment I stopped, it just drenched in sweat, just drenched. I'm like, okay, I'd
Yeah.
appreciate it if that went down. And then what I'm fired up for, it's pretty clear. I'm gonna do a shout out too. I just got this book in yesterday, pre-ordered Expensive Basketball by Shea Serrano.
Nice.
Shea Serrano, one of the best, sports authors, or most fun reads sports authors. He makes reading about sports a lot of fun. Basketball and Other Things was a previous book by his that I have somewhere on my bookshelf down here. But he's awesome. Very appreciative of being able to read this book and just take in knowledge from him and the way that he phrases things. It adds humor. It adds an interesting, specific taste to Shea. Even though he is a giant Spurs fan and will be playing his Spurs this week, I'm excited to dig into this book. So that's my fired up and my burnt out.
I got one. I'm fired up about Thursday night football. Ravens Dolphins. I will be at the game. Last time I
No.
did go to the game, Ernie and I got booed out of the stadium because the Ravens had the worst game of Lamar's career against the Dolphins that night. And so we got booed all the way out of the stadium.
Oh wait,
So
are you
I'm
rooting for the Ravens?
always, man.
Oh, I know Ernie's a Ravens guy. I didn't know you were too. Nice.
So looking for revenge this week on Thursday. It's time. It's time. Lamar Jackson's back. We're back, baby. Ravens back full tilt. It's playoff time.
That's funny. I thought I was worried for you for a moment. I thought the Dolphins dragged you back in and that you were just
No, never,
no.
never, 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 never.
Yeah,
They could never.
they could never. They'd have to. Everything has to change with the Miami Dolphins for there to be hope. But
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
not a fan. You don't love concussion protocols? That's not your favorite subject in the league?
Nah, quarterbacks throwing gang signs really isn't my thingy.
No, not really. And what's something that's burning you out?
Hmm. Work the usual.
The usual. Yeah,
It's me,
prepping.
so you know the answer to that.
Yeah,
But
typical.
work's working. It is what it is. But we're pushing. We're
Prepping for the
pushing
World
busy
Cup, I
season.
imagine.
Yes, we've started some prep. We have the draw coming up on December 5th. It's going to be a big show with a lot of coverage. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then after that, we've got Super Bowl in February. But right now, all eyes are focused on all the coverage we have now. We have the Under 17 World Cup starting now in November. And then, yeah, focus on the World Cup draw. That's going to be on December 5th. That's going to be big. So
Wow,
that's
it's
where
a
a lot of our
sprint.
focus is on.
So the Under 17 World Cup, the World Cup draw, the Super Bowl.
All while still doing our normal daily shows. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That is a lot of stuff that is happening back to back to back. So I do not envy you. I mean, at the very least, you do what you love, right? So you
Always.
get to live that life, even though it means not a lot of time for you in your personal life.
Nope, but don't worry. I will be seeing you guys next week.
Well, hell yeah, yes, I'm excited for that. Adrian, as always, man, I appreciate you joining us here. Fun to be able to recap this Hornets game. Fun to be able to talk about this Heat team. Just
They're a whole lot of fun right now, man.
who
I
would have
love it.
thought? Who would have thought you could watch Heat basketball and have a great time?
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Even with Jimmy, most
It
of the
was
good
stressful
times.
with Jimmy.
But it was in the playoffs that it was fun, right? Just in the playoffs.
Yeah, even then, it
It
was
was still
stressful.
stressful.
There
Yeah.
was no pace, so it was this slow half-court offense, half-court defense of just constant, like, stress and close game after close game and 90-point games and winning a game 98-90 or shit like that.
Turd quarters, man. Turd quarters.
Yesterday, man, we blew these people out in the 3rd quarter, the biggest thing of the game for me.
Yeah. We cracked the game open. We cracked the game open in the third quarter. Just, I know we've moved on, but I did have this in my notes when we were in the third quarter. I will tell you right now, with 2:46 left in the third, the game was 97-84. We subbed in Wiggins, Mitchell, and Adebayo, and we ended that quarter 1.
Even before that, there was about midway through the 3rd, Jaime was on LaMelo. LaMelo tried to cross him up. Excellent closeout by Jaime. Immediately sprints down the court. Pele gets the rebound, launches it full court.
Yes.
LaMelo being lazy on the way back. Jaime scores the layup. Charlotte calls timeout, and we never looked back.
LaMelo was complaining because he made a shot, but he thought it was an and one. And he was complaining to the refs and being not locked in left us open but man, Jaime's just gone. Him and Wiggins, like if they're not the one rebounding, they're gone. They're down the court. So yeah, I mean, wonderful
I'm all for it,
times.
man. It's a
Thank you
good
for
time to
joining
be a
us.
Heat fan. No problem. Always happy to be here, man.